My name is Sheila Lamb, and I'm with the Virginia SBDC Network. For those of you that are not familiar with our organization, the Virginia Small Business Development Center is a partnership program between the U.S. Small Business Administration, George Mason University, and local host institutions throughout Virginia. With 26 locations across the Commonwealth, we provide training and technical assistance to small businesses in their local communities. Our one-on-one advising services are available at no charge. Today's webinar, Intro to State Government Contracting with SBSD, is presented by the Virginia SBDC Network in partnership with the Virginia Department of Small Business and Supplier Diversity. We are recording today's presentation, and it will be posted on our website, virginiasbsd.org. Sorry, I lost my place. Everyone's microphone is muted, and the chat feature is turned off. But if you have questions during the presentation, you can type those into the Q&A box and we will address them at the end of our session. We have also enabled the live transcript function, which you can show or hide via your own meeting controls. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our presenter for today's session, Chris Lay. Ms. Lay has worked with small businesses since 2007 when she joined a small woman-owned marketing company, Asian Marketing Services, as the Director of Business Development. She started the SWaM mentoring program and the Entrepreneur Roadmap program at Northern Virginia Community College. She was a marketing consultant at the Business Development Assistance Group, a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping minority business owners. In 2016, she joined the Virginia Department of Small Business and Supplier Diversity as a business services manager covering the Northern Virginia region. She continues to work with aspiring entrepreneurs and small business owners to get them ready and into the Commonwealth of Virginia's procurement system for providing training, workshops, and one-on-one counseling sessions. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. So I know SBSD is not an easy agency that rolls off the tongue. And when I first started, I used to always say I'm with the SBDC instead, but it's really the Virginia Department of Small Business and Supplier Diversity. So if you've not heard of our agency, guess what? We're your small business agency in Virginia, and we are here to support you, make you successful. Next slide, please. Our mission really is to provide education, assistance, and access to capital to small businesses. And we're just here to support you and help you grow so that we could all be better off in our economy. Next slide, please. We have 4 divisions. The Virginia Small Business Financing Authority is our financing arm. They have direct loans, credit enhancing, and bond and grant programs. I am with Business Development and Outreach. We are the ones who do the one-on-one business counseling to assist aspiring entrepreneurs start their business and existing small business owners actually grow their business. We do a lot of events and workshops in collaboration with our partners like the SBDC to teach small businesses the state procurement process and also provide technical assistance with the SWaM certification. So we are the certifying agency for the SWaM and DBE certification. The SWaM certification is Virginia's small business program. It is for small businesses, micro-sized businesses, women-owned or minority-owned businesses. Now, the DBE certification is a federal certification for disadvantaged business enterprises. And it's really for those businesses who are interested in working on transportation projects that uses federal funds, mostly the construction, road construction projects. The Sourcing and Compliance Division work with buyers and other agencies to make sure that the other agency buyers are strategically sourcing small businesses on state contracts. That division also ensures that the agencies in the Commonwealth comply with the aspirational goal of 42% small business spend. Next slide, please. So you want to get your business into state government contracting. Well, the first thing you have to do, and the most crucial step, is to register in our state procurement system. That is called EVA, and it stands for Electronic Virginia. Next slide, please. EVA is a procurement portal, and it's everything you need to know about state government contracting. Can be found on the EVA website. It is a tool used by over 245 state agencies, which includes colleges and universities in Virginia, as well as some local government. It's where you're going to find all the opportunities that are open, where you can do your market research, and where you respond to opportunities and bids. Next slide, please. So this is how Virginia does procurement. For any opportunity under $10,000, we call those micro purchases, and we only need one price quote, so it's not competitive. We prioritize these opportunities for a micro certified firm, and because they're non-competitive, you won't find them in EVA until it's already been issued. So doing business development and building relationship with buyers are so crucial for these kinds of purchases. That's the kind of opportunity you get only when buyers know you and know your business and call you when a need arises. The next step up would be opportunities over $10,000. They are competitive and they are found in EVA, and it's still considered a small purchase, and it's from $10,000 up to $100,000. We prioritize those for small certified firms. Next slide, please. Large purchases in Virginia are anything over $100,000. Most times it's going to be either an IFB, which is an invitation for bid, or an RFP, which is a request for proposal. These opportunities are typically sealed bidding, and they're highly competitive. And it's going to be based not just on price, but sometimes the best overall proposals. Next slide, please. So registering in EVA is really quite easy. You can probably do it in 10 minutes. You need to have an EIN number for your business. You have to submit the Virginia Substitute W-9 form that is found on the EVA website. You have to know your commodity codes. That is the most crucial step in registering and creating your business profile in EVA. Next slide, please. So to register, you just want to go to the EVA homepage, which is eva.virginia.gov, and you click on Register Now on the left panel. Registering in EVA is free. When you register and you create your profile, you put in your commodity codes, EVA will match you up with all the open opportunities, and that is also free. EVA now will charge you once you win something. So you bid on an opportunity and you win it. EVA will charge you 1% of the contract price up front. So keep this in mind when you're putting in a bid for an opportunity. Next slide, please. So remember when I said that your commodity codes are the most important thing when you want to create your profile? Keep in mind, if you are familiar with federal government contracting, we use different code systems. So Virginia and most local government, we use the NIGP commodity code system. So here's how EVA system works. You're going to create this profile. It's your account that you manage. You're going to put in there every single commodity code of every product or every service that you provide. Then the EVA system searches the opportunity in its database. If there's an opportunity with a commodity code that matches one in your profile, EVA sends you an email telling you about this opportunity. Because you're matched based on your commodity code, that is the most important thing. So we're going to do a little deeper dive into commodity codes so that you know how to select the correct ones for your profile. Next slide, please. So if you are familiar with federal government contracting, remember, keep that aside. There are different commodity codes and they don't even translate or like work over here. It's completely different systems. When you see, this is what you're going to get when you click on the commodity codes. You see all these numbers, they all end in 00. That's because it is a category of a code. That first one, 00500, is the category of all the abrasives that are out there. So when you find your code, I want you to click on the commodity category code to open up that category. And then within the category, pick all the codes that you do. Don't put an entire category of codes in your profile unless you do the majority of that category. Because remember when I said that you are matched up with opportunities based on the codes you have in your profile? You've got a really big category of code in your profile. You're matched with every single opportunity within the entire category. But you don't do a lot of it, then you're just going to be bombarded with emails on opportunities that you don't do and you're not going to respond to, and it's a waste of your time. So open up the category and just pick out the specific codes of the goods or the service that you provide and put those codes into your profile. Next slide, please. A perfect example of this would be consulting services, 91800 category. That is such a general category. It's everything consulting under the sun. So if you put in 91800 because you do IT consulting, you think that's your code, well, guess what? You're going to get opportunities sent to you from asbestos consulting all the way down to waste management consulting, and IT is one in the middle. So don't do that, because you're going to think the EVA system doesn't work because it keeps sending you emails of things you don't do. Open up the category like you see on the screen and just pick out the specific code of the opportunity, of the service or the product that you provide. Next slide, please. And one last little tidbit about commodity codes is if you provide a service, like you're a service provider and you don't have actual products that you sell, all of your commodity codes should start with a 9. When you do a keyword search for the codes, if it comes up with anything other than a 9, that's a product. So they want a physical product. And if you don't sell that product, you've got the wrong code. So EVA is really comprehensive. There's a lot of data. Like I said, it's the only system that we use in Virginia. So I want you to get training on EVA. EVA system is managed by the Virginia Department of General Services, and they provide training on the system. So if you're new to government contracting, it can really be overwhelming, but this training will help. It is a series of 2 workshops. The first workshop is EVA workshop number 1. It's your kind of basic foundation 101 government contracting, and it's really good to get a basic understanding of how things work in Virginia. And then I want you to take EVA workshop number 2. That's the data gathering, the data mining, the intel kind of workshop, where you're going to learn how to do all these different reports and searches to find the kind of information that's going to make you more successful in your bids. Like you can find out which buyers and which agencies buys the most on your product or your service, or how much does this agency pay for this widget that you sell before, to give you an idea of how much you should bid in terms of price, so you're not too far off the mark. All that information is in EVA, and workshop number 2 is going to help you find that data. Next slide, please. If you need assistance with EVA, please contact EVA Customer Care. They are really, really good. If you get locked up and you don't know how to get access to your account, if you are not sure how to change your commodity codes or how to access your profile, they can help you with that. What they will not help you with is what to bid. They can help you with like the technical aspect of how to bid, like where to go to bid on things, but not what to bid. But they are really good. Okay, so the next step is to get certified. Let me start by saying that SWaM certification is not required to do procurement. The only thing that's required to do procurement is registering in the EVA system. But if you're new to government contracting, SWaM certification does kind of give you an advantage and help you get started, okay? There are a lot of businesses currently doing business with Virginia, and they are not SWaM certified. They're not even in Virginia. But certification will help you a little bit. Next slide, please. So SWaM stands for small business, women-owned business, or minority-owned business, and that does include the micro-sized business. And this is Virginia's Small Business Development Program to help you get started in government contracting. Next slide, please. The SWaM certification is an umbrella certification with multiple designations. If you look at our application, I think there are like 10 different designations that you can apply for all at once. The first 4 are the ones that we do the certification for. So a small business is a business that has less than 250 employees, and by employees, we only refer to W-2 employees, not 1099. So you have to have no more than 250 employees, or you have less than $10 million in gross revenue. You only need to meet one of those 2 requirements to be a small business in Virginia. Now, because small is really not that small, they came up with a micro-sized designation. Now, a micro-sized business is defined as a business with less than 25 employees, And you have to make less than $3 million in gross revenue. You have to meet both criteria to be certified as a micro business. Women-owned and minority-owned businesses are self-explanatory. You have to be 51% owned by the woman or the minority in order to qualify. Next slide, please. All right, SWaM certification is free. The application is done online. You upload your supporting documents online. And the typical processing time is 60 business days, not calendar days, so business days. So think about at least 3 calendar months before you become certified. Once you're certified, though, it is good for 5 years. If after 5 years, if you want to be certified again, you just apply again. You can't automatically renew. Next slide, please. So when people go through the SWaM certification, they think that we ask for a lot of documentation, and we kind of do, because we want to make sure that these businesses are properly vetted and that the certification means something. But remember, supporting documents are supporting your application. So the only documents that you submit is going to be based on your specific application and how you responded to the application. And the first 3 that you see here is going to be required for all businesses. You have to provide a proof of identification, which is typically just your driver's license. You have to provide proof that you're either a U.S. citizen or permanent resident. And then you have to provide documented proof of owner's contribution. And that's the one that a lot of people don't understand what we're looking for. Owner's contribution, that is just give us proof that you started this business and it's really your business. So if you purchased this business, that bill of sale could be approved. If you started the business from scratch, we just want a receipt of what you spent to create the business. That's it. Just prove to us that you started this business and it's your business. Next slide, please. Resume is also required of all business. Make sure your business is listed on your resume. We want to make sure that you are qualified to do the business that you say you're doing. And this is particularly important if you're applying for the women-owned. We want to make sure that if you're the women-owned business owner and you have a partner who's not female, that you really can run this business because you have the expertise to run this business and not your male partner. Copies of professional license and permits. So some industries are regulated by the state, such as construction contractors, insurance agents, or realtors. For those that are regulated, we want to see your license. Everybody else, if your industry is not regulated by Virginia, then we want to see your business license. And if you're required to have a business permit in your locality, then we want to see that permit also. For a majority of businesses, it is your local government business license and or the permit. Number 6 and number 7. So business tax returns and Form 941. This is only if you put in your application that you have revenues. So if you put in your application that you made money, then you are required to file business tax return. Then we want to see it. If you put in your application that you have employees, as a W-2 employee, you are required to have tax withholdings from those paychecks. And if you have that, then we want to see your Form 941 filings. But 6 and 7, if you put 0 in those fields, the system won't even ask for it. Next slide, please. Then depending on the legal formation of your business, you will have to have certain organizational documents. So if you are organized as a corporation, whether you're stock or non-stock, these are the things you have to have and submit to us. If you're not a non-stock company, then you don't have to do the last 2 things, but everything else you're required to submit. Next slide, please. Most businesses are limited liability companies in Virginia. And so when you file the form with the state corporation to create your limited liability company, that is called the Articles of Organization. That's what that form is called. So we want to see that form that you filed. Once you file that with the State Corporation Commission, they send you the Certificate of Organization, and we want to see that. If you have more than one owner in the business, we want to see your operating agreement. If you're the only owner, which means you're the only member of your LLC, then you can just write a letter saying that you're the only member and you don't have to have an operating agreement, and we'll accept that letter instead. Next slide, please. For sole proprietors, we require a current business license from your local government and your certificate of assume a fictitious name filing with the State Corporation Commission. For franchises, we require, in addition, to see a franchise agreement. And for partnerships, we want to see your partnership agreement, in addition to all the other documents that mentioned in the previous slides. Next slide, please. All right, so the next few slides are just screenshots to help you get through the certification process. When you go to the certification portal, and you can get it from their homepage or the link on the screen, this is what you're going to see. So if this is your very first time in the certification portal, you just make up a username and then you make up a password, because you've never registered your business on our portal. You have to at least first register it. So make up a username, make up a password, and click on register to register your business on our portal first. Next slide, please. After that, you will get to this screen. You fill everything on this screen and you click register. We're going to send you a confirmation email. Next slide, please. That is shown here. When you get this email, you're going to click on confirm your account. Once you click on confirm your account, the system will see your activation is complete. And then it's going to take you to the back to the login screen. Next slide, please. So when it takes you back to the login screen, you're going to see that the word register is no longer there. So you're going to put in the same username and the same password that you made up to register the business. And now you're going to click login. Next slide, please. So once you're able to log in, this is what you're going to see. And you're going to click on link or new application. Once you click on it, it's going to ask you for your EIN number. Now, if you by chance have started an application, even if it was 10 years ago, and that EIN number is in our system, it's going to ask you for a SWaM number. And it's going to link you back to that existing application that you created years and years ago. If your EIN is not in our system that recognizes that it's new, then it's going to take you to a brand new screen for the application process, and you're going to start a new application. But if you've ever started an application, even if you didn't finish it and it was 10 years ago, you cannot create a new file. You have to go back to your old one and complete the old existing one. Next slide, please. And this is the start of the application screen. You just kind of scroll down and answer everything, and you can select all the designations that you want to apply for and apply for them all at once. When you're done with the application screen, you're going to click on Save at the bottom right, and then you click on Next to get to the next screen. Next slide, please. The next screen is going to be a list of all the documents that the system generated that you have to upload. You can see on the screen here that every item that they ask for, there's only one upload field. So for some people, if they have to submit taxes, their taxes may be in different documents. You have to combine everything into one PDF. Just like proof of identity, like the driver's license, if you have more than one owner, you have to do, like say, if you have 4 owners, you have to scan all 4 owners' driver's license as one PDF file to submit it, because you can't do 4 different documents in that one upload field. Next slide, please. So when you are done uploading everything and you click on submit, don't forget to click submit on your application. You can always check your status on our homepage. Under certification application status, you are going to be assigned a SWaM number. At first, it's going to be your application tracking number. Once you're registered, once you're certified, it becomes your SWaM number. But you can put that SWaM number in to track it, or you can type in your business name to track your status. Next slide, please. So, what are some of the advantages of being SWaM certified? So if you're new to government contracting, I said that there are advantages to becoming certified. So what are they? So remember when I said there are multiple designations, like there are 10 different things that you can apply for? They're small, micro, women, minority, et cetera, et cetera. Well, the small and the micro, Those are the ones that's going to matter in procurement, because Virginia is race and gender neutral when it comes to government contracting and procurement. If you're a micro or a small certified firm, you are to go to EVA website and look at all the open opportunities that we currently have out there. You will see some that says micro set aside priority award, or it will say small set aside priority award. That means for those opportunities, although any business can apply to it, can bid on it, it's open to everyone, the buyer for those opportunities are looking to award it to either the micro certified firm or a small certified firm. For opportunities that are based on lowest price, anything that's small purchase, like $10,000 to $100,000, most times they're going to be based on price, where lowest bid wins. Now, because we know that a small business can't always compete with the bigger businesses in terms of price, if you are a SWaM certified business, we do give you kind of a wiggle room in terms of price. So if your price is within 5% of the lowest bid from a non-SWaM certified firm, you actually win that opportunity. For example, I am big business. You're the small SWaM certified business. My bid is $100. Yours is $105. Although technically I am the lowest bid and I should win it, but because you're the SWaM certified business and you're within 5% of my lowest bid, you will actually be awarded that opportunity. And that's another really good advantage of being SWaM certified when it comes to prices. For larger opportunities, especially if it's an RFP from a state agency, typically the RFP is going to have a requirement in there that you submit as part of your proposal a small business plan, which means if you're responding to this RFP and you're writing this proposal, but you're not SWaM certified, you have to come up with a plan of how you're going to sub out what part of this contract, how much of this contract you're going to sub out to a SWaM certified business. That plan is graded. RFPs are typically graded on a 100-point scale, and that requirement is anywhere between 5 points all the way up to 25 points of that 100 points. So how good that plan that you come up with gives you the full points or not. But as a SWaM certified business, if you're responding to that RFP and you're writing your proposal, you don't have to sub out anything. You can keep the whole contract to yourself and just put in your SWaM number. You get the full points for that requirement and you keep the full contract. And that's one of the best things about being SWaM certified is when it comes to RFPs and proposals. Next slide, please. So here's my contact information. I know I probably threw a whole lot of information your way, but you will get a copy of these slides so that you have the screenshots to help you through the certification. But we are happy to help you. So if you need help, please reach out to me. There's my email. And I think we are ready for questions. Are there any questions out there?
We do have a couple questions, actually about 12, 13. So we'll get started on them. Let's see. The first question came in right when we started. I recently registered my company as an LLC under a new name. I'm getting ready to fill out my paperwork for the SWaM certification. Do I need 941 form if I don't currently hire any employees? Should I instead write a letter saying that I have no employees?
So if you are doing the SWaM certification and in your application, when it asks you how many employees you have, if you have none, you put 0 in and it's not even going to ask you for the 941 form. That requirement won't even come up.
Okay. Let's see. Can you please define the pros and cons of certifying as small versus micro?
So first you have to qualify to be micro or small. If you are trying to apply for a micro, it will automatically check small because by definition, if you're a micro size firm, you're also a small size firm. Now, the micro gives you a bit of an advantage because remember when I said the micro purchases or anything that is under $10,000 or under, those opportunities are sort of priority for a micro certified firm. So I said that's the biggest pro for being certified as micro. but not everyone qualifies for it. But most businesses will qualify to be small. So if you qualify for micro, get micro certified.
How do you find buyers as someone new to Virginia? Are they the same as contracting officers? Officers, yeah, sorry.
So it's hard to find buyers. We do have vendor outreach events that we work with other agencies when they want to do a vendor outreach, and then their buyers will come out. But most times you have to find them in EVA. So what you want to do is take the EVA training workshop number 2. You would know first your commodity code to find out the buyer who buys on your code. And that's how you're going to find the buyer who does it. Contracting officers, I think there is a distinction, but since I am not the professional when it comes to procurement, I don't know what it is. But you can find them in EVA. So take the training and ask the facilitator, Kim Pritchard. She does the training, and she probably could answer you that question way better than I could.
Great. Let's see. Can your business have more than one commodity code?
Absolutely. And you should have more than one commodity code. For example, even if you do cleaning, your janitorial, there's multiple codes that mean janitorial or cleaning service. Find all of them. Don't miss a single one. Put as many codes in that kind of remotely describe your business or your product, and put them all in. Because if you miss a commodity code, you've missed the opportunity that gets matched to you. So think more like general and broad when you're thinking your commodity codes. Maybe you call it this way, but a buyer may call it something else. So everything that your business could fall under, put all the codes in.
That's great. Let's see. On EVA, I see suppliers from out of state, so the vendor can locate in any state.
Yes. As a business, you can be a business from anywhere in the country and register to do business with Virginia agencies.
I have a business that offers products and services. I already have a pending SWaM application. Do I need to submit another SWaM application for my products also?
No. SWaM application, SWaM certification is for the business itself. SWaM is not being certified on a commodity code the way the DBE is. So DBE certification means you're certified as a DBE for that specific NAICS code. But SWaM certification is based on the business and the designations that you select, whether or not you qualify for those. So no.
And I think you just answered this, but I'm going to go ahead and read it just because you're the expert, I'm not. For SWaM certification, do you need to be based in Virginia or can you be located in the DMV?
The SWaM certification is open to businesses outside of Virginia. It just depends on the state that your business is incorporated in or you're headquartered in. We have a link on our website if you are from outside of Virginia to figure out if you're eligible. It will tell you to have a breakdown of the states, all of the states. Or you can always email me if you're outside of Virginia and I can tell you what the requirements are.
Great. To become SWaM certified for a new business that is not in operation nor has money been spent, what is something you can provide to prove you are the sole owner?
Oh, is this a proof of contribution requirement? All right, so if you are brand spanking new, you've got no money yet, you have nothing, and you don't have anything to show, you do. If you are an LLC and you filed to become an LLC with the State Corporation Commission, you paid $100. I know you paid $100 to the SEC and they gave you a receipt for that $100. That's your proof that you use your own money to create this business, and that could be your proof of contribution.
We have a bunch of questions. Let's see. And you thought we wouldn't. All right, let's see. So this is referring to the number 6 requirement. If I'm an LLC and do my personal and business taxes together, so I guess they're asking if they should do the personal and business taxes together. That is all in one. Do you understand?
So the business tax requirement, if you're an LLC, you have an option of filing it with your personal tax return as a 1040 and as Schedule C. Or you can file it separately as a business tax filing with your Form 1120S. So I would talk to your accountant and see at that point with your business revenue, what makes more sense for you to file as a Schedule C or 1120. A tax accountant would be a better person for you to go to, because it might be a case by case, depending on which makes more sense for you tax wise. But if you are doing that requirement, however it is that you filed your taxes, that's what we want to see. So if you filed as 1120 as a business, then we want to see that tax filing. If you filed it together with your personal, your 1040, then we want to see your 1040.
Can you apply for a Virginia procurement if you do business in multiple states but not have a Virginia driver license because your business headquarters and residency is located in another state? I'm not sure if that's still along the same lines of the earlier question or not, but.
So your business could be located anywhere in the US and headquartered anywhere, and you can still register an EVA to do business.
Is an EIN number the same as TIN?
I think EIN is employer identification number, and a TIN is a tax identification number. I believe they're the same. I haven't heard the word TIN in a while. Maybe it's an older word. Now it's EIN or FEIN is what it's called with the IRS now.
Okay. And Chris, can you drop the link in the chat to register for SWaM? Can you do
the SWaM application?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Give me a second to get to it.
No worries.
Oh, chat has been disabled.
Oh, do you not have, okay. If you read it off, I will type it in.
Let me see if I can have access to chat.
Let's see, I can.
Oh, it only goes to hosts and panelists.
Yep, that's fine. Go ahead and put it in there.
Okay, I did.
There you go. Thank you. It's all good. Okay. Thank you for that. Let's see. Are previously awarded micro purchase and or other contracts posted in EVA? If not, where can one view this information?
It is all in EVA. That's why I said all the information you need to know is in EVA. You just have to know where to find it. And that's why I recommend taking that second training. Kim will show you how to find the data that you're trying to find.
Great. Since you can have many designations at the same time, can you be small and micro?
Yes, as long as you're eligible for the designation, you can apply for it.
Are opportunities available for allied health businesses like physical occupational therapist?
So this is what I'm going to tell you to do is go to the EVA website and look up the commodity code. If there is a commodity code for what you provide, then chances are someone has purchased on that commodity code. So once you find that commodity code of what you provide, you can run a report on that code and find out how much agencies have spent in the past. So I would guess that there probably is an opportunity for a physical and occupational therapist.
If
Believe
my wife,
it or not, there's an opportunity for barbers. And you would think, why would the state buy barber service? What they do for the inmates.
Oh, interesting. If my wife owns 50% and I own 50%, how can I change ownership to qualify for SWaM?
It depends on what you're trying to qualify for. If you're trying to qualify for women-owned or minority-owned, then one of you have to be 51%.
When bidding, do you have to have 1% of the bid amount up front? Is that amount paid to the treasurer's office?
That 1% that I talked about is a charge from EVA to maintain the system. And it's not something that you pay unless you win your bid. So you bid on an opportunity, and if you are awarded that, then EVA will charge you that 1% and they'll send you a bill. So I'm just saying to keep that charge in mind. So if you're bidding on something, if you win it, be prepared to pay that. So add that to your pricing somehow.
How do I find the EVA workshops? Is that through the SBSD Virginia.com?
It's right on the EVA homepage. And I will drop it in the chat.
Okay, great.
So if you were to go to eva.virginia.gov, there's a whole big banner that says events.
Okay.
You click on that, it takes you to the calendar, and I will put that in right now.
Okay, great. And I'll share.
Oh, where'd it go?
Mhm.
There you go.
Thanks. I'll share that while you're answering this other question. Okay, so this question I'm going to answer briefly first and then let you take it. The question is, I am new to this. Who can I reach out to get one-on-one consultation to get started? Is there need for healthcare contracts for state? And so I'm going to start off with saying, if you are looking to start a business, just in general, the SBDC can help you. But since we have Chris here live, I'll let her elaborate on the following portion for the, SWaM and all that. So
yes, we do one-on-one business consultation. If you go to sbsd.eventbrite.com, you will find one-on-one business counseling appointments. And if you want to meet with me, it would be the ones in Northern Virginia. But you can schedule anything that you want. All of our events are posted on that website. And for the healthcare contract, I'm going to tell you the same thing I told the other person. Look up your commodity code and run a report on it. And then you will find out what opportunities are there on that commodity code.
and to follow up on that, the information that gets sent out in an email you'll get in a couple days will have all the links to all these places that we've been talking about. So let's see. My firm is registered as a micro small business already, but would like to review the original commodity codes we signed for to ensure we are being accurately portrayed. Can you tell me how I can check our codes once we sign into EVA?
So once you log into your EVA account, go to either a company profile or account profile, I forget what it's called. And under that, you look under your qualifications. That's where it's hidden. It says qualification on the left panel. If you click on qualifications, you will see the screen of your commodity codes. So if you open up the screen, you'll see all the commodity codes you have in your profile, and you can add or delete codes right there. And if you need technical assistance with that, contact EVA Customer Care. They will help you add codes.
Do we need to submit employment documentation before I become SWaM certified? I'm looking for ERC tax credits. Will that change if I would wait? Well, I'm sorry. Will that change if I should wait for the processing of any other paperwork before I should submit to you guys? Did you follow that? Do you want me to read again?
I got it.
It's long.
So we don't require employment documentation. I'm not really clear what you're asking for here. When you put in that you have employees, the only thing we're going to ask is to see that you have the withholdings submitted, the withholdings taken out from their paycheck, and that you remit to the Department of Tax. That's all we're asking for. The ERC tax credits is something that you file on your tax return at the end of the year with the IRS, and we are not involved with that.
Okay. We still have a bunch of questions, so let's get through these, see if we can. Okay, where do I sign up for the EVA training number 2? Would that be in the link that we just shared?
Yes.
Okay, so that link was just shared in the
All
chat.
the EVA training is in the same link.
Okay.
So I think Stacy's has been answered.
Right, thank you. I was just reading that one.
It was a question about being out of state. If you don't have a valid Virginia driver's license, you can still register in EVA.
Okay. Okay, and the SWaM application, once the documents are uploaded, recent, can you read that? Do you see that one in the SWaM application, one of the
So they're
documents?
asking about the tax return, the SWaM application process again, but they're saying that they don't have a return for the business. It's just from her job.
Okay.
So again, tax returns are only requested if you put in your application that your business made money. If your business didn't make any money and you put in that you've had zero revenue, it's not going to come up. So don't worry about it.
Thank you. Can we update add a SWaM certification after the fact? For instance, we qualify for micro now, but will most likely qualify for DB in the future.
The DBE is a separate certification that you have to apply for. So when you go to that portal, DBE is going to be one of the things that you can select and you can apply for that. But that's a separate certification that you have to go through the whole process for that.
Okay. This person is thanking you for this great info. And you mentioned there are larger contracts that will have a SWaM subcontracting requirement. How might a SWaM certified business locate those opportunities to become a subcontractor?
So first you register in EVA to become a vendor. Then you put in your commodity codes. Any commodity codes you will get opportunities sent to you if it is a big RFP. If it's a big RFP that you want to be a part of, but not actually be the prime on, what I recommend is to go to the B&B tab for that opportunity and put in your information and then follow that opportunity. See who else is interested in that opportunity, see who's bidding on it, just kind of follow it. And then make contact with those other businesses who are interested in it. You have to do your business development with all these other firms because you never know who's going to become a prime on which contract. And then they're not going to do business with you if they don't know you exist. So go out and do business development with businesses. And that's how you can become a sub, especially if it's a business that is larger, they're not certified, but you are certified. So you kind of bring something to the table to help them with points for their RFP. Make that connection with them and hopefully they will use you.
We still have a bunch of questions. So, did you state that SWaM certified businesses will receive automatic points for an RFA, RFP?
So it's the RFPs when you do your proposal for that requirement for the small business plan requirement, you put in your SWaM number. If you're SWaM certified, you will get those points.
Is this all separate from registering on sam.gov?
Yes, sam.gov is for federal government contracting. It is not at all related to state and local government. So EVA is for Virginia government contracting.
How long does it take to get a contract approved? How many contracts can you get in 1 year?
All right. Who asked this question?
David Mendez. We're going to throw him out there.
Hey, David. The contracting RFP process can take quite a long time. It is government contracting, I like to say, is a marathon. It does build time to do the business development. When an RFP comes out, you have to respond to it. It could take a month until it closes. It could take another month or 2 months before it's awarded. And then even when it's awarded and you have the contract, it still could take some time for them to actually issue you a purchase order for you to do the work. You get the purchase order, you do the work, and then you invoice the agency. So from beginning to end, it could take anywhere from a minimum, I say 6 months to maybe 18 months. It's a lengthy process.
For the EVA fee, if you win, how long is the time frame that you must pay the fee?
I'm not sure how long EVA gives you, but they will invoice you immediately. Like the minute you are awarded something, they send you the bill. I don't remember what the time frame is for you to pay that bill. You can call customer care and ask them.
Okay. Is there a fee for security bonds? I read when bidding, you must have the funds put into a security bond. I could be wrong, but I was wondering about that process.
So for a lot of RFPs, businesses are required to be bonded sometimes and insured. That is why it is expensive to become a prime. And if you're not large enough to become a prime, you are a sub. I don't know what the fee is for security bonds because I think that varies with the bond itself and the provider of the bond. But it is a typical requirement for RFPs.
if you've been doing business under one name and just registered LLC under a new name, should you use the $100 receipt or receipts of past income? Not sure if it's considered a new company or not.
Okay, what is that question?
Do you have it in front of you? So Elizabeth's question, if you have been doing business under own name and just registered LLC under new name, should you use the $100 receipt or receipts of past income? Not sure if it's considered a new company.
So if this is a question about the proof of contribution, owner's contribution, then do you want to provide the receipt for the business that you're applying for? So if business A is the one you're trying to get certified and you have that requirement, then you want the receipt for the business A with the business A name on that receipt. Does that answer your question?
Let's see, Elizabeth, if that did not answer your question, go ahead and drop one at the end. We still have 20 questions, so let's see if we can do it. I know we can.
We'll get through this.
Okay. Let's see. Actually, a couple of them are yep, we have the workshop link is in the chat. So the EBA workshop, that link is in the chat for those questions that came through about that. Does recertification require the same documents as a fresh registration?
The SWaM recertification requires less documentation. Normally it is to prove that you're still eligible for the designations that you are applying for. It typically will not ask you for your resume again or your organizational documents like your bylaws, all that. It normally will not ask you for that again. So it is a lot less information that you have to submit the second time.
Do you need a DUNS number for this at all?
No, you do not.
So this attendee, we won't be ready to start doing business for several months, like 6 to 8 months. Is it okay if we complete the EBA registration in SWaM now, but not be active on EBA until later?
Yes, you definitely can register in EVA if you want to, and you can start your SWaM application process. You probably won't get certified for at least 3 months, and so it's fine.
So this question was, that I'm logged into EBA, but I can't log into the SWaM application. Are they linked?
No, there are two different systems. The EVA system is managed by the Department of General Services, and that's a separate profile that you created there. The SWaM portal is from us, and that is a different system that you created and registered your business on to become SWaM certified. But however, they are linked. So if you are SWaM certified, well, let's say you register in EVA first, and then you start your SWaM application. 3 months later, you become SWaM certified. Our system will tell the EVA system that your business has become SWaM certified and update your profile in EVA. It is matched by your EIN number. So as long as you type in your EIN number correctly, the systems will speak and your profile in EVA will be updated.
How is the 1% paid? Is it deducted from the contract or do we pay it separately?
You pay it separately. They bill you right away.
So this question, it's probably just in the link, but do you have the workshops 1 and 2 scheduled? How can we sign up for them? Just go to the link?
Yes, just go to the EVA outreach calendar and find a date that works for you and just register for it.
And again, that link is in the chat. Let's see.
SWaM certification takes 60 business days to be processed.
Okay. Was that Elizabeth's question?
Yes.
Thank you. Is a Vietnamese-owned business considered to be a minority-owned business?
Yes, it is. Asians are considered minorities. I will caution one thing about the minority one. I get a lot of people from Afghanistan who are upset with me because they are not considered minorities, even though Pakistan and India are, and they're right next door. But I'm sorry, Afghanistan is not considered a minority, but Pakistan and India are.
Interesting. Let's see. How do you run a report on NGIC code? Is that the commodity code? Do you see that question, Samantha?
Oh, it's an IGP. So
Okay.
that would be under the EVA workshop number 2. If you go to EVA now, you can look under transparency or reports, and you can play around with any of the reports you see in the left panel.
Great.
So you just go to the EVA website and just play around with all they have
Yeah.
there. You can't break the system, so just play around.
Let's see. I'm a single member LLC. When I registered the LLC, I wasn't required to provide an operating agreement or to attach articles of organization. I just answered the questions on the form and they sent me a certificate of organization. So can I just provide the certificate of organization as a single member LLC?
So you have to provide the certificate of organization and the articles of organization. So the article of organization is the actual form that you filed. And if you go to your e-file account with the State Corporation Commission, you can get a copy of it, and it will say articles of organization on top. The SCC does not require you to submit an operating agreement. That is a requirement from us for certification, and it's really for LLCs with more than one owner. So if you're the only member of the LLC or the only owner, you don't have to submit it, and you just write a letter explaining to us that you're the only owner.
This attendee wants to know if you can recommend the best web browser to use, since sometimes these things are finicky.
So our certification portal works best with Chrome.
Great. Do I
And that's a
need
really good question because people don't think of that
right?
when they have glitches. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Do I need a license for a non-regulated service business?
You need a business license from your locality. So whatever county you're located in, that county will typically require you to have a business license. So that's the license you will have to submit.
This one says, might be a silly question. I'm a sole proprietor LLC and I offer services. I get a 1040. So how much money did my business make? Can you?
So you would talk to your tax accountant and find out how much money your business makes.
And that's where I think they were going with it. You're on the right track. Let's see. Yes, you answered Elizabeth's question earlier. Thank
Oh,
you.
good.
What are ways to get in front of organizations for micro purchases?
So that again, I'm going to say take workshop number 2, find out the buyers that are currently buying on your commodity code. Make your own little lead list because the report will give you the buyer's name, their phone number, and their email contact, and you can reach out to them. So to start doing your business development and reaching out to them, see if you can meet them. If you could like send them your capability statement or a price sheet or something. But that's how you start doing business development, by finding who is buying your product or your service.
Great. All right, we're down to 2 minutes. Thank you from Doris. She said this is very insightful. Next question, are we able to research NIGP codes and reports on bid opportunities, winning contract terms, etc., prior to signing our business up with EVA? They're a brand new business, still researching which service offerings they'd like to provide.
All that is public information. Go to eva.virginia.gov and you can find all of that there. You don't have to be registered to find that information.
Great. I am looking at EVA learning. Do you recommend both buyer and supplier training?
You are a supplier, you are not a buyer. So that buyer training is for agency buyers. You're a vendor. So look up vendor training or supplier training.
Okay. Okay, anonymous attendee says their chat box is empty. If someone could just drop in, if anyone else is having that problem, there should be things in there, so I'm not sure if that's just a Zoom. We feel like Zoom might have been having some issues today. Let's see. I have a micro, small, women-owned business. How do I get economic disadvantage certification?
So I am not sure what you mean by economic disadvantage. We don't have that from SWaM. If you mean a disadvantaged business enterprise, which is a DBE, you can apply for that. But again, that is for businesses in the road construction industry. But you can apply as a small, a micro, women-owned, or minority-owned with us under the SWaM certification.
Okay. Someone else has said the chat's been disabled. I'll make sure in the email all these links that were provided in the chat go out. I don't know if everyone's having these issues. Again, we had some people who couldn't hear. Some people could, some people getting kicked off, other people are fine. So I think we might be having Zoom issues sporadically for different people. So we'll make sure you have all the links. So please don't worry about that. An email will go out in a couple of days with those. Are African Americans considered minorities still?
Yes.
And we are at 1. I'm just going to see, we can do this. Yes, the slides are going to go out. Does the LLC need to be state Virginia?
No. You don't have to be in Virginia to do business with Virginia.
Great. Do you participate in SWaM Fest? When does SWaM Fest 2024 information become available, if you know that?
I don't know when it is, but I would just Google SWaM Fest 2024. So when there is information on it, they will have it up there. I don't think dates have been determined for this year yet for SWaM Fest. Our agency does participate in SWaM Fest. I don't always get to go, unfortunately. I didn't get to get last year, but I did go the year before. So hopefully I can get in 24. But yes, SWaM Fest is a wonderful opportunity. It's one of the few opportunities you're ever going to have to meet a lot of buyers from colleges and universities. So that is typically in Richmond. It used to be at one of the universities and they would move it around, but lately they've been just having it at a venue in Richmond. It is organized through Vast Cup. They are the buyer group from the colleges and universities.
All right, we're at 1 o'clock. There are a lot of thank yous. And to clarify, chat is disabled. You're right. It's for you all not to be able to use a chat. But the link should be there. Again, they will be in the follow-up email. But I'm going to throw in just one question more because I think this particular attendee has been booted on and off by Zoom. She's wondering which of your office locations are closest to Southern Virginia. And I think that question might be for you, Chris.
So we don't actually have an office location in Southern Virginia. We do have a representative who covers Southern Virginia. So email me and I will connect you with my counterpart who covers Southern Virginia.
Great. Perfect.
And in your email, if you can, Natalie, tell me your county that you're in. So I make sure you're with the right person.
Perfect. Thank you, Chris.
Uh-huh.
And then thank you all for all these wonderful questions. And I'm going to wrap us up because we are over time here. Chris, thank you so much.
That was my pleasure. Thank you, everyone, for your time and your patience and getting through all these questions.
Yes, it's very informative. I love a lot of questions. So again, thank everyone for attending today. You will receive an email with a link to the recording and to the slides. If you would like to sign up for upcoming webinars or access recorded webinars, please visit virginiasbdc.org/training. This webinar and other SBDC resources are designed to be used in collaboration with your local SBDC advisors. You can sign up for a free and confidential session by emailing help@virginiasbdc.org or via our website. And we hope to see you at our next session. Take care, everyone.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. Have a great day.
You too.